Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel, and today I'll be reading a multi-character listener by me. So let's get into it. Neuvillette. Neuvillette would be interested in this because, well, he's the dragon, and someone who was very, very protective of his treasure. And of course, you were his treasure. He would be protective of you. You were the most important thing to him in the entire universe, and that meant it would not be so easy for him to just be okay with others looking at you all day. What could you say about that? Dragons were possessive by nature, and as much as he tried to deviate from his own nature, he would never be truly able to break away from it. And that's why at one point, he realized he had to do something. And so he was soon taking you to your room, holding your hand and looking into your eyes in a pleading manner. Please, Wyan, please, allow me to do this one thing. What thing, Neuvillette? You know I would let you do anything, but you have to tell me what it is. I want to mark you, if you would allow me, of course. Mark me? Is that like a love bite? He nodded, blushing brightly. I read about those in books and novels, and I've been wondering if you would let me do that. There are other ways that dragons mark their lovers, but they're more permanent and more intimate, so I think these should wait. For now, please, just let me do this, he says, and you smile at him, kissing his cheek. All right, I can let you. Go ahead, my dearest dragon, you say with a smile, tilting your head to give him more access to your neck, and you seem delighted at that, wrapping an arm around your waist and leaning in, biting into the skin and making you blush brightly, letting out a whimper, and it left behind a little bruise, which he massaged gently with his thumb. He never wanted to cause you pain or anything, and it was not particularly painful, but you certainly underestimated the strength of his own fangs, so you will keep that in mind for the future. Xiao has been quite jealous for a while now, but he never knew how to deal with it. He had a part of him that simply wanted everyone to know that you were his, and you were going to be his for the rest of time, and nobody else could ever think to have you. So, maybe it was a little bit selfish, but he wanted to have a way to say it that was not words, a physical way to show that the two of you were rather intimate, and nobody should try to come between you. And that's when he thought of that idea that they told him about a couple weeks ago. Well, it was not something that you had suggested explicitly, but he saw someone with a love bite, mentioned it to you, and you explained that, well, it was a love bite, and it was something that couples did for various reasons. And ever since then, he didn't think about it that much, until he felt like he would also like someone to know that you two cared for each other very deeply, and that someone was taken, especially if you just left a love bite on your skin, then nobody would try to hit on you, and then it would save you from a lot of conversations. He was certainly just doing it for productive purposes, and not because he enjoys that kind of thing. Oh, he would never. But when he asks you, and you actually tell him that it's okay, he's rather surprised, and it takes him a lot of time. He's hesitant, blushing, and you can't help but giggle. Oh, come on, Xiao, you can do it. Come on, bite a little harder. You're being too soft, you say, chuckling, and it blushes brighter. Are you sure I won't hurt you? I don't want to risk that. Well, if you would be hurting me, I would tell you. I'm not a masochist by any means. It is simply that it won't leave any mark if you don't bite hard enough. you say teasingly. And Xiao just decides that he has to do this. He has to bite hard enough. And so he bites into the skin of your neck, making you blush brightly as you let out a whimper. But when he pulls away, there's a mark right there, and his goal is achieved. Wriothesley. Wriothesley was not someone who was hesitant about his own desires. And the reason that he wanted to mark you was not because he was jealous or anything. He just was cheeky like that. Sometimes he would get the whim to do things, and that would be enough for him. And right now, looking at you in this delectable outfit, it made him want to do many things to you. And so, it was quite difficult to resist his own urges, and he found himself luring you into his office, wrapping an arm around you as you locked the door, and smiling. You look beautiful tonight. You blush, completely silent, as he cups your face in his hands, kisses you sweetly, as the two of you close your eyes. And before you know it, the kisses start drifting away from your lips and down to your shoulder and your neck. And soon, he's just leaving soft bites across the expanse of your skin, and you can only shiver and let out the smallest of whimpers, muffling any sound that you might make with the back of your hand. Thank you for being professional, dear, he said, kissing the marks he left behind before pulling away. You know, I wouldn't want anyone finding out about us doing some rather, well, improper things behind closed doors. You wouldn't? Why would you be doing this here? I'm just messing with you. I don't really care if we get caught. I mean, everybody knows that we're a couple already. So what would be the surprise? That I love you? Or that I find you irresistible? Those things are probably well known right now. Everybody can tell. So it shouldn't be a surprise for anyone, he says. And he blushed brightly. Because you know it's true. He can be very affectionate with you, even if you are in front of others. And right now, those marks that he shamelessly left behind are simply a reminder of what he usually does to you. But try not to hide them. He actually gets pouty if you do. Just a little bit. Enough to go away with a kiss.